Hi everyone, I'm Bonnie from Arts Management Systems, and you're joining us today for our coffee time. We are going to be taking a look at pre-sale access and coupon codes today, and so we're going to dive directly into Theater Manager and take a look in more detail. I'm going to share my screen here so that way we can all see. If you do have questions, feel free to put them into our chat, and I'll do my best to answer them once we've gone through a review of how this area of the program works. Share my desktop here. And inside Theater Manager, we are going to start off with West Side Story. This is going to be our event for today that we're going to be focusing on. And so this event I've already set up inside the database. And as we can see, we have some performances coming up in the future. And so we're going to be focusing on these performance dates and times, as well as the pricing structure for this event, because that's going to come into play when we're looking at our discounts for coupon codes. Our very first step that we're going to take a look at is a pre-sale code. So I'm going to open up a browser here very quickly. And this is the ticketing site for my machine. It's hosted locally. And as we can see, if we scroll through the list, there is no West Side Story inside our list. It is currently not available for sale online, but we know that it's going to be coming up and we want to be available or have the ability to purchase tickets to it. So I'm going to scroll to the top of our window here, because this is where we'll begin once we get our pre-sales code set up. We'll come back over to Theater Manager, and to set up our pre-sales code, we're going to go into Setup up at the top of the window here, down to System Tables, and we're going to head over to Coupon and Pre-Access Codes. We're going to click on the option to open up our window, and we're going to start here. We'll say New at the top of the window, and this is going to be our West Side Story pre-sale. Now, for our pre-sales code or any of our coupon codes, we do need to set up a unique coupon code word or phrase that we're going to be using. The more complex these are, the less likely they are to be guessed by your patrons. So we do want something a little bit unique. Depending on the organization or the promoter that you're working with, you may have a code that they want you to use, a specific code. If that isn't the case, then you're going to want to create something that's a little bit random and not very obvious for people to guess. For our purposes, we're going to start off with just a WSSP for West Side Story pre-sale. Not too unique, but easy enough for us to remember at the moment. Our next step is going to be to make this an active coupon. And once we've done that, we can click on the Save button up at the top of the window, which is going to open up the rest of the tabs in the window and allow us to start working through our setup. Underneath our Availability tab, we're going to change this to a pre-sale access rather than apply discount. When we're working with our coupon codes, they can do one or the other of these or both at the same time. So we have a bit of flexibility. We're going to take a look at these individually. So we're going to do each one, set them up by themselves, and then we're going to take a look at what the details or the differences are. However, you can do both within one single coupon code. Since we've changed this over to pre-sales access via the internet, we're going to head to performance, and we're going to indicate the performance that is going to be available for sale. I'm going to click on our add button here, and then I'm going to change our search, and I believe my event code starts with 22. And I'm going to find one of our performances. So let's say this is going to give us pre-sales access to the Friday only. If we wanted to allow pre-sale access to all of our performances, we could highlight them all, or we could choose particular dates that we wanted to allow our pre-sale for. As I said, we're going to start off with the February 11th performance, and we'll say select. I'm going to click the Save button at the top of our coupon code. And this is now set up as a pre-sale access, meaning that patrons will have advanced purchasing ahead of the general public. We're going to navigate back over here to the ticketing site, and I'm going to click on our tickets button. And what you're going to see is that the text here is going to change. And we now have a pre-sale access code field where we can type in our code. So that's our WSSP. Now we can type this in all capital letters or lowercase letters. Theater Manager does require the code to be in capital letters for consistency, and so it will promote lowercase letters that are typed to capital letters on behalf of our patrons, so they don't have to have their cap locks key on or remember that type of detail. We'll click on our Add Code button, and when we do, it takes us directly to West Side Story. We can then go on to buy our tickets for this particular performance. Now, if we had set up this code and someone was already logged in, they may actually add the code directly from the shopping cart. If that's the case, once they've added the code in the shopping cart, we'll just navigate there briefly, they would have put the code in here at the bottom of the window and it would take them back to the shopping cart, indicating that the code was here inside the cart. They can then go back to their tickets up at the top of the window and scroll down to the bottom of our list here, because that's where West Side Story is taking place, and they would be able to see the performance. They could also see this performance if they scroll back up to the top by clicking on the event dropdown, choosing West Side Story, and clicking search. So there are a couple of different approaches here. The fastest approach for your patrons, though, is to use from the tickets tab or tickets window, the pre-sales access code field to type in the code, and then they'll be taken to a list of all the performances that pertain to that particular code. Okay. So that's our pre-sales access, or gaining access to a performance in advance. I'm just going to go back to our cart and I'm going to remove this pre-sale access code. Now that we've removed it, if we come back to tickets, we'll see West Side Story is no longer in our list. And if we were to scroll down to the bottom of the window, we would also see that West Side Story is no longer in our list available for purchase. So this is a great way to navigate or manage having limited people have access to a particular sale. Next up, we're going to take a look at how we can layer on top of this the ability to purchase tickets to a select performance, but also receive a discount. Now, when we're working on this particular process, often what I do is start off with our sales promotion, because our sales promotion is going to discount our ticket. I then move into our sales rule, and finally, I move into the coupon code itself. We're going to close this for a moment, and we're going to come back to it in more detail shortly. Let's head to Setup, System Tables, and we're going to go into Sales Promotions. And for our discount, let's say we're going to give our patrons $5 off their tickets. I'm just going to move this back over to my main display. And so this is going to be a $5 discount. Let me add a little bit more words here. $5 West Side Story discount. And maybe for our patrons, we want that to say $5 off. Now for exclude price codes, we need to determine the price points that this will not be applicable to. So I'm going to tuck this over to the side here, and I'm going to bring our event back to the foreground. If we take a look at our event setup and we review our pricing, we have an adult, senior, a child price, and a military price for this particular event. Perhaps our marketing team has decided that this $5 off is going to be good for adult and seniors tickets, but it will not apply to child or military tickets. If that's the case, we can put in our exclude price codes to prevent this promotion from discounting those particular tickets. So we might add something like C, W, and Z. Inside our calculations tab, we're going to put in our discount, which is going to be $5, and that's going to reduce the price by $5 when we're selling our tickets. If we want to not apply GST, we want it to be a straight $5. I'm going to switch this over to none, so that way it will take $5 off the top without the tax. I'm going to click on our save button, and we now have our promotion set up and ready to go. Now that we have our discounted sales promotion ready, we are going to go take a look at our sales rule. Our sales rule is going to do the conversion of our price for us. So we're going to head into Setup, System Tables, and down to Sales Rules. Underneath Sales Rules, we're going to click on New, and we're going to create a new West Side Story sales rule. And the point of this rule is to discount adult and senior tickets. I'm clicking our Save button up at the top, which then opens up our Promotions tab. And under our Promotions tab, I can start entering my conversions. We're going to click on the New button. And when I click on the New button here, we get to put in the details of our conversion. So what we need to know is when we buy a ticket online, and this is very important, when we buy the ticket online, what price and promotion are going to be added to our shopping cart? If we set up a pre-sale coupon code so that way we can buy tickets ourselves for testing in advance, we can go in and we can take a look at what tickets are actually being booked and what the price code and promotion is within our shopping cart online. If we take a look at our setup here, we can see that we have our adult price. And if we go underneath promotions, we can see that the promotions that we're most likely going to be using is our regular promotion here. It's set up to be used by both the box office and online sales. So we're going to be converting our musical promotion into our $5 West Side Story discount promotion. So when we set this up, we're going to click on this little icon here and we're going to search for our musical promotion. We're going to find it in our list and we can double click or we can single click and click select to add it. And then we're going to be converting over to our $5 off for West Side Story. So once we have that promotion highlighted and selected, this is what our conversion intention is going to be. Now we can have very specific conversions. So for example, I'm going to take us back to our pricing. When we buy an adult ticket, we want to convert that adult ticket to the $5 off. When we buy a seniors ticket, we also want to convert that to have $5 discount as well. So what we can do is create two conversions within our sales rule so that only those two price points can be discounted. We can then ignore our child and military price points and not create a conversion for them so that way they don't get discounted. So that's going to be a part of our setup here. I'm going to say that we're going to put in price code A for adult and price code A with our $5 off discount. And we're going to say save to create our first conversion. We'll close this window and back inside of our sales rule, we can see that conversion here. We'll click next, or sorry, new again, and we're going to create a conversion for our seniors tickets, which is going to be price code B. We're going to put in our musical promotion once more. We're changing from our musical promotion into price code B, and we want this to be our $5 off West Side Story discount. We'll click on save, and we now have two conversions in the background here for our sales rule. This is really important when we're looking at things like having discounts for tiered pricing within a venue. For example, maybe A is our highest price ticket, B is a medium price, and C is our lowest price. We'll need to create multiple conversions so that way we can ensure that the ticket gets discounted in the correct zones or tiers within our venue. Now that we have our sales rules set up, we're going to take this over and create a brand new coupon code. So we're going to close this. We'll close out of our sales rule and we'll come back to our coupon code window. Again, coupons are underneath setup, system tables, coupon and presale access. From here, we'll click on our new button and we're going to create a brand new promotion again. So this will be our $5 discount for West Side Story. And maybe we want to change our external name just a little bit and have something like $5 off West Side Story. We can then put in our coupon code. And for this one, why don't we do 5 West Side Story? We'll mark it as active. We'll click save. And again, that's going to open up the tabs within our promotion, or sorry, tab within our coupon code so that way we can start adding more details. For this particular promotion, it's going to apply a discount. We'll also do pre-sale since this particular event is not yet available for sale online. We can come underneath our sales rules here and we're going to indicate our sales rule. And so if I click on this, I should have our West Side Story sales rule to select. Now that we have our West Side Story sales rule in place, we can come into our performances and we can add the performances it's going to be applicable for. Again, we'll search for 22, and maybe this is only going to be available for our Friday and our Saturday evenings. We'll say select, and now those are added to our discount coupon, and so they'll be available for sale when we put the coupon code into the system underneath the pre-sales access. And because we've added the code there, this will also carry over into our shopping cart and discount our tickets by $5 each, providing we buy an adult ticket and a seniors ticket. If we buy the child or the military, the discount won't apply. So let's take a real quick look at what that appears like online. We have our 5 West Side Story. We're going to add in that coupon code. And here are our 2 performances. We'll go ahead and buy some tickets for the Friday. And we'll say that we're looking for 4 tickets. That way we get an opportunity to add all 4 different price points. We have our regular price, we have our military price, we have our child price, and something about my setup is not allowing us to see our seniors, so we'll just pretend we have 2 adults coming for the time being. You'll notice that the theater manager is not discounting our tickets here in the drop-down because our coupon code may have a variety of different things that it's supposed to do, or there could be other coupon codes that are doing different tasks. So theater manager is still displaying our base ticket price here. Once we add these to our shopping cart, we should see that our regular tickets are $40 and our military and child tickets stay the same. We'll click on buy tickets shown above, and that should navigate us over to our shopping cart. And here we are. And because I chose not to add our GST, we're actually getting an extra 25 cents off of our tickets. And this is why it's important for us to go through and test our coupon codes in advance before we allow them or make them available to the general public. So go ahead and set them up. You can even use a unique code different from the one that you're going to be allowed or giving out to the promoter or that's going to be used for the general public. Set them up, test them, and then move the code to what it's supposed to be for the live on sale. Now, we've got our tickets here inside of our shopping cart. I'm going to minimize this since we know that this worked and it did discount our tickets. And we're going to come back and take a closer look at some of the features inside our coupon code. Underneath our availability, we have the ability to enter a from and until date. This allows us to say this is how long the coupon code is going to be valid for. So I know with a lot of these pre-sales, we have things like I'm trying to remember the times. I think it's from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. One of our coupons is active for a particular group. I know with this upcoming event that a lot of you are talking about that's going on sale. So there's something that's available for a portion of the day. And then after 5 o'clock, another coupon kicks in and has discounts for a larger group of patrons. And so for things like that, we can come into our coupon code and we can decide the date and time that our coupon code is going to be active. And we can manipulate that inside the system so that that way we have different coupon codes that are available at different times. And we also have a redeemable until. So what I also know about these coupon codes is that the pre-sales only, for this event coming up, the pre-sales are only valid for, I believe, the first 3 days. And then after that, ticket sales are available to the general public. So we can define our start date and we can put in an end date as well if we choose. Another feature that we have here is the ability to restrict this to a mail list. It's a little bit more complicated when we have a promoter renting our facility. However, if we had an event that was coming up and we only wanted members to have pre-sales access, we could generate a mail list of all of our members, put the members mail list in here, and change our bullets here for the option to only allow patrons on mail list or any household member, which means that if that coupon code happened to be passed to somebody who wasn't on the mail list, they would not be able to redeem it. So they wouldn't have access to our pre-sale or they wouldn't have access to the discount because they weren't a part of that list. There have been some questions around coupon codes being restricted for purchase. You can restrict the number of coupon codes that can be used on a per order basis. That doesn't mean that a patron couldn't log in again and purchase additional tickets. So there is that caveat. We've also had some patrons ask about coupons that start with a quantity of tickets, meaning that you add 2 tickets to your cart and then you receive your discount, or perhaps you have to add 4 tickets to your cart and then have a discount. At present, that feature is available as a plugin. However, our developers see that there is a need for that type of feature. And so it is something that they are actively working on developing for the future, which means that those capabilities or that rule regarding your pre-sale access or your coupon discount will then be inside Theater Manager for you to add, and that will be coming in the future. So do watch the 3 Thought Thursday and the release notes online for details as to when that becomes available. A couple of other things that we do have available in here as well. We talked about coupon, maximum coupons. We can restrict the number of coupons that can be redeemed in total. Underneath sales rules, we can also come in and indicate the maximum use per coupon. So when we redeem our coupon, maybe it's only good for 4 tickets within an order. And so we're only going to discount those 4 tickets and nothing beyond that. Another feature that we have is our one-time order fee for some of us, when we're creating our discounts and our coupon codes, we want to discount the fee as well. Maybe we're offering something like a voucher that's going to discount our tickets by 100%. And we want to ensure that there isn't a fee associated with that either. So we can set up a negative order fee, for example, and offer a one-time discount off of that fee. And so that would reduce the value of that fee from our order and make it very visible to our patrons that we've done so, giving them that $0 complimentary ticket. There's also another feature inside our 3 Thought Thursday that just came out last week that talks about how to discount your tickets as well and ensure that your fees don't apply. Right. Some of the other questions that have been asked are, or surrounding this that I know are coming up with regards to this event that a lot of you are selling, relate to having select locations inside a venue be available for sale. In cases like that, you can set up different price points or almost like tiered seating within your venue and allow your coupon code to only discount certain tickets. It won't restrict to those seats. So a better approach to that would be to hold the seats inside the venue that you don't want to have available to your patrons, and then manually release those tickets or put them on a timed hold so that theater manager will release them after so many minutes or at a particular time, which then creates more inventory for your patrons inside the database. And so you may go into your patron record, for example, highlight the seats that you don't want available for sale. I believe in one case, it's everything from the 3rd to the 5th row is supposed to be available. So you would highlight the rest of the seats inside the venue and hold those and time release them. Alternatively, because I know there's also a feature that says every 2nd row in this new event that's coming out, you can hold every 2nd row to release that at a set time. And then you can also release the rest of the seats at a completely different time. So you could have 2 sets of holds with different release times inside your event setup. Okay. So those are a couple of the common questions that we're seeing at the moment surrounding these. If you're looking for something where you're preparing something for Cyber Monday, Sales Effect, you have the ability to come in, create your sales rule, put in all of your details, test it before it goes live, before you release this information to your patrons. Make sure that everything's working correctly. If you're seeing that things aren't adding up or the calculations aren't correct, you'll want to go in, add tickets to your cart. So log in first so you know that this is your cart. After you've logged in, you can go take a look at the cart inside Theater Manager. You can see what your price and promotion is that you're starting with and make sure that that matches what's inside your sales rule so that way your conversions are going to be correct. And this is the place that we often see a lot of hang-ups. So if you're having questions about that, you're not able to get your discounts to work properly, feel free to reach out to the support team as well. We can help walk you through some of those steps so that way you're sure that everything is working perfectly before you go live. And the most important part being test, test, test.